we call this the waffle. You can access Google Slides from the waffle, or you could go to your drive and you could type new. You could click on new and you could get Google Slides from here. Is my screen loading?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think the screen is still loading. So you can
Yes,
get
ma'am.
Google,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, you can get Google Slides even from here. So I want to show you what are the basic tools of Google Slides. Okay, so we'll begin with the basics. So I have this slide here where I would want to make, let's say, the life cycle of a butterfly. And I want to create a sort of a graphic organizer for my students on the life cycle of a butterfly. So I want to insert certain images. I go on insert, and here I have these various options. So what is the first stage in the life cycle of a butterfly? I think it would be the eggs, right? So I have downloaded an image on the eggs and kept here, which I can add here. So obviously this image is really big, and it's not going to help my thing at all. So I have the option of cropping it. So right here on Google Slides, I can crop the image and cut out all the parts that I think are not necessary and bring it to just as much as is required to fit my little, and I can also size it, right? So I can drag and drop and place it here, right? So I'm about to start making my cycle. The next stage in Google's in a butterfly is the larva, right? So how do I get to the larva? So let's try searching the web, right? For the next image, search the web. So here I typed larva insect, and as you can see, a whole lot of these images have appeared. So right here on Google Slides, I can select any one of the images that I like and insert. Again, here I can crop the image, reduce the size, crop it out completely, otherwise we'll get one fat larva. We can reduce the size of the larva. And we have it right here. Similarly, the next stage, I'm just showing you the ways that you can, upload an image. So on the drive, from your drive, right? So on my drive, the next, the image that I have saved is of a pupa. So can you see my drive has opened right here on the right side, and now I can insert an image on the right, from the right here. And I can cut it and I can put it here. So this is my, the other way that I can look for images is, and this time let's try and get, a slightly different sort of an image by pasting URL, right? So I have right here in my slides here, I have saved the URL of butterfly GIF, right, which I can copy and I can insert using the URL. Okay. I can't find this. Okay, let's search for a thing from here. So we are looking for images of a butterfly. So here we have the images of a butterfly. We can click on any one of the images, and here it gives me the the option of copying the image address, which I can go here and I can paste. So now we have the life cycle complete, and we have also seen how we can, upload images by using various methods. There are other things over here like insert text box. So if I want to mark here, I can mark here. I can insert the text box and I can write eggs here. I can insert another text box, or I could just duplicate that text box and write lava. So it's super. Now we can of course write the finished butterfly, right? So this is just a very simple, basic application of uh, the inserting images. We can insert shapes. I'll show you various shapes. So you can use this. You can insert a line. You can insert lines. You can insert arrows. So suppose you would like to insert an arrow here. So this shows us that we are moving from one stage to another, and the life cycle for butterfly can be completed. Now we also have something called, so this life cycle for butterfly is kind of complete here. You could also make this as an image and share it with the children and ask them to do some digital inking if you share the slides with them. You can also add themes, right? So here, Google Slides gives us a wide range of themes which we can use to jazz up our slides without having to look for too much. So that depending on the kind of slides that you are making, you can select from a whole range over here. You could also make your own background, right? For example, now I wish to, you know, if I wish to add over here to my life cycle for butterfly, because we are dealing with something like, can add a slightly green background to it, it lends itself. Or if I want, I could choose an image. So I could go to image search and I could search for, let's say, flowers image, and I can select this background and insert, right? So, so this is, and I can also, now that because it's become so bright, I also have the option of blurring the background. So these images are now, kind of blending with it. I have the option of formatting the background and making it a little blur, right, from the formatting theme. So these are the various ways that, you can make your slides a little interactive. The other thing that we can do here, this is just a practice slide. So we can insert shapes, okay? We can here, so if I want to insert any one shape, the shape will get formed here. This is particularly helpful in, making graphic organizers. If I want to put in a table, I can add a table here. Here, I am trying to insert a video. Okay, so I want to, again, since we are dealing with the metamorphosis of a butterfly, we can go on YouTube and search for a video on metamorphosis of something that's going on. appearance of a butterfly. And I'm going to get so many videos which are, which can be used for children. So you can write here without, the risk of exposing the children to YouTube or something. You can insert a video right here, which can be used by the students for either flipped lesson or the explanation of, and you can, just like an image, you can just drag it to the ends of the slide. This is how we insert a video. Inserting an audio. As of now, Google doesn't allow us to insert an audio from the, from YouTube. So what we need to do is that we need to insert an audio from the drive. So we need to download something, and and we can share it. So here I have some audios which I have kept ready. This is a listening skill exercise. I'm an English teacher, so we use a lot of listening skill exercises, and so it appears like this. I have downloaded it from my on my drive, and this is a listening skill exercise. So we usually play this.
To explain a few things about your essay. First of all, the deadline.
So the audio has been added. This is inserting an audio, and here again I've just created this to how do you create graphic organizers, right? I think we, in all our subjects, we have realized that mind maps, graphic organizers really work wonders and help us to kind of concise all the information that are there in our lessons, whether it is science or it is social science. Even in English we use graphic organizers very liberally. Here again, you can insert shapes, and like I had shown you, you can insert a line, a curved connector, like this, and you can create, graphic organizers. You can insert shapes. So if I have this as my main shape, I can select some other shape maybe for my subtopic and have it here. I have the option of changing the color as per my theme. So I can change it to, let's say, a bright orange. I can copy this shape and paste it again, and just duplicate these shapes and keep dragging them and create a graphic organizer. I have one here ready for you to see how we have inserted shapes, and created a graphic organizer. We have a lesson in grade 9 CBSE English on Albert Einstein, A Truly Beautiful Mind. So there is a lot of information in that lesson, and the children often get very confused. So you can categorize his childhood, his youth, his famous papers, and create a graphic organizer which can help them to put all the information together. And it is a ready reckoner just before the exam. You can just refer to this and you can go to the exam. So this is one, these are some of the things. And the next thing that I would like to talk about is transitions. So in Google Slides, if you may have noticed that there is the option of transitions, which means that one is we keep clicking and the slide keeps appearing. The other is that we can, let it become even more engaging, even more exciting for the children by adding transitions. So there is this thing here called transition. We can click on that. As of now, there are no transitions here. But if I want, I have this, I click on this drop down and so many options appear for transitions. So I can select any one, and let's say I select dissolve, okay? And I can, select the speed for the transition that I want. And as of now, let's see how it works. So you have this play button here. You can press play, And you can see how this dissolve happens from the second slide to the third slide. We can stop and we can try some others. Let's say fade, and let's see how this looks. So it fades out. One of my, there are some very nice ones, some of them. Um, Slide from right. Have slide from left. So sliding in from there. And one thing that really looks nice, according to me, is this gallery. It's quite exciting to see the slides come in like this. The others also. So whichever one, uh, that appeals to you. It also depends on the age group of students that you are handling. The older children somehow don't, subscribed too much. So you can add transitions like this to your presentation. So when you present it, it is not going to just move in a linear way. You can add a little bit of, a little bit of drama to it to make it more engaging and more interactive for the students. The next thing that I would like to talk about is animation. So animation is something again which is quite exciting. So since we're been talking about butterflies, so here I have this picture of a butterfly, and I click on it, and you can see there is this picture, this animate icon right up here. I click on this. So very similar to the options that we had like there. Here you have all these options. So let's say I select fly in from left. On click, medium. So a butterfly will gradually come into the scene. So let's see how it works. And I click. Yes. So it comes in flying from the left and flying from the top. Let us see.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you please show this animate option, ma'am? Animation option once again.
Yes, yes. Okay. Yes, yes. Sure.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So I think I'll show it in the presentation mode once the animation is done. So animate. So we'll just select one option, line from top. These ones I can just snap. Yes. So we have selected this animation. Let me show you in presentation mode if you can see it. Yes. So this is how it will appear. And this you can keep changing according to whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can have flying from top, and since it's a butterfly, you can have a zoom in on click. So sorry, yes, zoom in, on click. So if I can show, I think it's better to see it on presentation mode. Seems to be hanging a little today because of the rains. Um, so I can show you in presentation mode, it might be better. Let's see how it goes. So, the animation kind of makes it very exciting for the children, right? So, this is what the animation part of it is. Let's try. So, this is what it is. The other thing that I had wanted to show you was here. So now we are more or less done with Google Slides. The other thing that we have here, which I would like to discuss, we have some time, is the presenter view. So if you can see my screen, there are speaker notes, so I can add my speaker notes here. They will be visible only to me and not to the students or whoever's watching my presentation. I also have this interactive thing called audience tools. So here, start new. And now I have here a link. Okay, so I will copy this link and I will share it in the chat. And you will be able to ask me questions. So you can post your questions on that. You can go on this link and you can post your questions. And I will be able to see those questions. So would anybody like to ask a question? You can go on the link and you can ask the question. And the questions will appear here on my screen.
But ma'am, it is not coming as a link.
Sorry?
It is not coming as a link that where we can click. It is not showing me as a link.
Okay, let me just copy paste it again.
It is in call messages.
I can see some questions. What is the scientific name of butterfly? Can we convert the slides into a video? So I can see the questions appearing here on the screen. So the slides cannot be converted, into a video like in PPT, but you can screen record, and you can convert that into a video. So this is one way that you can. Yes, I could repeat the theme option. Any other questions?
There is a correct question here. They want you to go ahead and explain how to ask these questions. So probably this process needs to be repeated.
Okay, fine. So I'll go back to the slides. This is what I think I will escape. So you were able to see that. Now here you can see a drop down near the present. Yes. Here we select presenter view. Can you see my screen? There's a timer going on the left side. There are audience tools, speaker notes.
Yes,
you can see this, right?
Yes, madam.
So I select
Yes,
audience tools and I select start new. And I will get a link here. So I'm going to change it because, it's, I will change this and I can copy this link and I can share it here in the chat.
Yes, now it has come to me
Yes.
as a link.
Okay, okay.
Now it has come to me as a link.
Okay. So you can go on that and you can see the questions that are being typed. So I could also actually share my screen if I want to and show the questions. Otherwise, I could just, everybody may not want their questions to be displayed. So I could just share my questions and, just clarify doubts from here, any questions that are there. So this is how this works. This is very good because some children are a little shy to ask questions. Screencastify works for recording, So this is that. So I'll come back to my presentation now. Some of you wanted to know how to do the animation again, is it? So I'll just show this thing again. So we have this little butterfly here, which I have placed at a strategic point from where I wanted to land. Okay, and then I select animate, and I can select any one. Let's say zoom in. Okay, and let me go on presentation mode because that makes it a little clear. And when I click, then it zooms in. So this is because we have added the animation, and we have the option of adding whatever animation that we want depending on how we want an object to appear. So you have all these options. I mean, this is also a very interesting one. And let's see, we've got spin, present. It's already there. Remove that. Simply. So, this is how you can add animation to your slides. It just makes it more interactive, makes it more engaging, but there are certain things that we should be wary of. Too many animations and too many transitions can somehow take away from the let's say, the seriousness of it, and it might seem more gimmicky than engaging. So this is as far as I had planned for Google Slides. Is there anything else that you would like me to talk about? Otherwise, we could move on to the next thing, which is Jamboard.
Sushmita, I think Shubhadeep Biswas wanted to know that can we use all these
Yes.
things on the smartphone as well? Can they go with an
You can do a lot of things on the smartphone, but somewhere it becomes a little problematic. Animation and all is difficult to do. You can add text, you can even add images, but you can't do too much. So all of this becomes a problem because all the options don't appear on the smartphone. So a basic thing you may be able to create, but all these things you will not be able to do. Somebody had also, I think, in that asked me about themes. So, I can just show you over here. These are the theme options. So you could select any one of the themes and just click. So if you click on that, then the themes get added to your entire presentation. So it has a sort of a common theme. So that's how you add themes. You can select anything. You can even import themes. So supposing you have a particular theme which you have made in another presentation which you're very proud of and you would want to repeat. So you could just go on import theme, and you could pick up a theme from any one of the other presentations that you have already made. So these are a few things. There is also this explore button. I'll just spend another minute maybe here. The explore button here. So you can you can actually browse right here. Whatever images, like we've been of course hunting for butterflies. So we can look for beautiful butterfly, and then look on the web. So you will get information here. If you want to add some text, you can add it from here. If you want to add images, the images are all available here. You can just select on any one of the images and you can insert, right? So here you can also add images from your drive, images or documents or whatever that you wish to add from here. So this explore button is also very helpful. So you don't really need to go right onto the web, and you can to Google search, and you can search it from here itself. You can also cite from here, from the explore button, citations. So there is a whole lot of things you can do. Interactive quizzes, you can make adventure stories, you can make a Jeopardy board by hyperlinking the slides and all that, but I think that would require yet another session. So I think these are the basic things that I would have liked to talk about in Google Slides. The other thing, of course, is because it's collaborative, you have the share button here, share tab, where you can share with people. So you can share it with, anybody. You can set it whether you want them to view, comment, or edit, and you can send it to that person. So these are the various tools as far as Google Slides is concerned. Right. The next thing, ma'am, should we move on to the Jamboard?
Yes, I think we can move on if
Yes.
there are no more questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So the Jamboard is another interactive digital board. It's an online whiteboard, and that also lends itself to some very interesting activities with the students. So I'm going to share the link of a Jamboard that I have created with you all, and you all can just go onto the Jamboard and back to my presentation here. So Jamboard again is available on the waffle, and if you're using it extensively, then it appears there. So this is the Jamboard that I have created. Yes, I can see people there already. So I've kept this first slide blank just to take you through the tools once again. So this is an interactive digital whiteboard, and it's very, very helpful in getting children to do interactive activities in class. So here you have a pen, okay, which can transform from a pen to a marker to a highlighter to a paintbrush. You have an eraser. In case you mess up, you can erase it. This is just to select any portion that you want to change. These are post-its. So you can write messages on post-its and you can put them here. Here again, it opens up this entire palette of information for you. You can add images by URL, camera, image search, Google Drive, Google Photos, or browse and drag and drop a file over here like any, most of Google tools. You can insert shapes here. So very similar to, again, we'll see how all of this is useful to us. You can insert a text box here and type over here. And this is a laser pointer. So in case you're explaining something to children, you can point at it and use it, right? Here on the top, if you can see, there are various backgrounds that have been given. Okay, so you can select any one background to make it appealing. It also allows you, just like we had seen in slides, to add an image for the background. So I can go to a Google image search and look for, let's say, the image of the sunset. And can select a slightly sober sort of a sunset that is going to, yes, let's see the first one, set as frame background. So it becomes my background, right? Not too much can be done with the images over here, like in slides we could crop and all of that. Here you can't do too much with the images, right? These are the things. Then here you have the option of renaming the Jamboard. Of course, it's a collaborative board. You can see you can all work on it. You can download it as a PDF. You can say it's a frame you want to remove. You want to make a copy. So why would you want to make a copy of the Jamboard? So supposing I decide to have a group activity in my class, and like we are going to have an English quiz very soon. So we have made 5 copies of the same Jamboard for the 5 teams. So we are going to share those links with the children, and each team is going to collaboratively work on a Jamboard and do all the activities that we have asked them to do. So this is where, and again, share. Before we go on to the rest, share, you can add people here, and you can also get a link like this, the link that I had shared with you. So anyone on the internet with this link can edit, can copy the link, you can set, if you want people to just view it, you can do that. This is the setting that I have, which is why you're all able to work on this. Anyone with the link or restricted can be editor, viewer, commenter, just like we have in most of the Google tools. So let's see where this takes us. Okay, so here I would want you to, this is my, it's a brainstorming, it can be used for brainstorming ideas. So because we are all educators, one thing that always bothers us is how do we differentiate in an online class, right? So I think Jamboard is the best way. But if you could just think, reflect on how you could use Jamboard for differentiation in your classes. I would want you to pick up a post-it each and write your suggestions on this Jamboard, and we could visit it. This is called digital inking, right? So here I could add, I have just picked up these images from the internet. I could ask the children to label the parts of the flower or the parts of the cell. They could do it by using a pen, or they could use the text box. And this is a very helpful activity in biology. It can be used for plotting a line. So I have set the background. You can see the background here, the graph, and I can use it for plotting a line. Like I have set a background, I can actually go and look for the political map of India, right? And set that as a background and ask the students to mark out places. That's another very useful way for that. Drag and drop activities. So this is one activity. Again, as I said, I'm an English teacher, so I like experimenting with these things. So I have the book covers here of certain books, and I have 4 categories. The children can just drag and drop. So if I want to say, let's say an orphan's life changes, I can just pick it up and I can just put it here. Again, the Jungle Book is also about an orphan's life changes. I can pick it up and put it here. Frankenstein is science fiction, can be picked up and brought under the science fiction category. So match the following, drag and drop. Again, creating infographics. So Khalil Gibran is my favorite poet. So I tried to create an infographic. So you could also experiment on this, adding a shape, putting in text, adding images, and creating a digital, pamphlet or information bank on anything. This is what,
Ma'am, excuse me, shall you repeat once again this process?
Yes, definitely. I could show you, sir. So here I have just, what I have done is I have just inserted a shape. So I've taken this and I've put it here and I've expanded it. The moment I insert a shape here also, I get these 3 dots, which I could duplicate, like very similar to what we had done in that on slides. And here, if you see, the moment I have selected a shape, you can see the color and the border pen have appeared. So I can fill it with color if I want, or I can leave it transparent so that, my the image that I've inserted in the background can be here. And here I can add a text box and I can add text inside it. So this way you can keep, adding here. You want to add an image on this, you can go to add an image, and you can go to Google image search, and I can look for, let's say, Khalil Gibran quotes, and I'm going to get a whole lot of quotes on Khalil Gibran. I can pick any one of them and insert it here. If I want to, get a little creative with this, turn it around, and information when he was born, all that can be copy pasted, and put it on this text. So it becomes, a repository of all the information that we have about the poet. So this we would call an infographic. And this is what I had shown you even on slides, right? How similarly, in the same way, I have created one here, adding images, adding, this. And these markers also can be, these markers also here I have created by using this pen here. You can see this pen. So you can use this and create the markers here, with the connectors that we had. So this is one way of doing it. Another is this. So maybe for the smaller kids, what is good, what is not, right? And you can ask them to again drag and drop what is good behavior, what is bad behavior. They are here on post-its, so what they can drag and drop and take them to the right thing. Here again, this is another drag and drop activity. You can, the text boxes can just be selected and dragged and dropped to the correct body part by the students. And finally, this is a Venn diagram. Again, another, of course, drag and drop activity only, but this is, we can select these text boxes that are there and drag them and put them into the correct Venn diagram. So there are some aspects which are here which are common. Some of them belong particularly to amphibians. Some of them are very particular to reptiles. So you can drag and drop these text boxes, if you can see. So I have this, both are cold-blooded. So this is, a common thing. So it can come here. Need to keep wet to stay alive. I think this would be related to amphibians. So these are, this is the way that Jamboard can be used creatively in class. This is, as much as I had about Jamboard. We'll just go over the slides once. So it's a collaborative whiteboard, a creative workspace. You can pull images from Google search, and it saves immediately. This is the best part about the Google tools, that you don't need to specifically save. Easy to read handwriting, sticky notes, adding and formatting shapes, erasing and clearing frames, duplicating frames. So here, if you can see, here you have a little drop down, if you can see here. Yeah. So here I have the option of adding a frame here, add frame. So I can add a frame here. Here, if you go on the three dots, I have the option of duplicating it or deleting it. So this is a collapsible sort of a drop down which goes back. So this can be used. And brainstorming ideas.
There are
Yes.
a couple of questions
Yes.
in the chat box. So,
Yes. I'll just come back to them. Present setup. So Vishwadeep sir, which one are you talking about? Which setup?
Ma'am, I was asking about the previous one, just the
Okay.
very beginning, clear, ma'am, about Jamboard.
Okay. And yes, for mathematics, like I said, you can use it for people to, solve sums They can use the pen. In fact, a lot of teachers are using it to, solve sums by using pens. And you can ask them, and even the plotting of lines, like I said, you can ask the students to, make graphs on the Jamboard. So let's see what else. So graphic organizers, fill in the blanks, match the following. All these activities can be done. And you can do this English activity where you can ask the students to drag and drop the, from the sentence, the parts of speech. So basically brainstorming ideas, like I told you about the differentiation, the pros and cons, like we did the activity on yes and no, agreeable behavior and disagreeable behavior. Then recall whatever you can. It works very, very well for English, social science, and even the sciences. I think just, kind of dump whatever you have learned in today's lesson, just put post-its. And that visually it is so appealing that, the children enjoy doing that activity, kind of energizes the whole class. And sequencing or putting them in the order of importance, and details about the character you can keep adding. You can put a picture of the character and ask the students to keep adding details about the character and create an entire character sketch right there. So collaborate, add shapes, and yes, so these are the basic tools for Jamboard that make it very helpful. And as I said, you can create copies. And when I was talking about differentiation, how does it work for differentiation? So what I have noticed is that you can make groups, right, where you can group children who are, who have, who are slow learners with, mentor students, and a lot of peer learning can happen through the Jamboard. They can be working together on one Jamboard, and it gives students a sense of motivation to be able to create something together. Particularly because we are, online, I think these are activities that add a lot of vigor to the class. So I think that's about it that I had to say about the two tools that have been, it's opened up a whole world of creativity for us. And the more we explore, I'm sure you will come up with so many more ideas than what I have just shared with you. And please feel free to use this Jamboard to add ideas or to ask questions. It's right there with me. I could refer to it every now and then, and together we could figure out some things. So I think that's it, ma'am, for at my end.
The map activity?
Yes. You mean the adding a map?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Benisha wanted to ask.
Yes, yes. Actually, when I'm on the Jamboard, I'm not able to see the questions on the Meet. So thank you for reading them out for me. So let's say we come here and we add a slide, add a board here. So we'll go to our 11th board. So we go on set background and look for an image. So here I'm looking for the outline of India map. So I can select this and set as frame background and ask the students to use a pen and mark out, cities. Of course, this has the capitals, but I can ask them to mark out, I can ask them to take a physical map and ask them to mark out regions. So this is how this is what digital inking is. So we give them an image and ask them to work on it. They can also put a text box, put a point and put a text box for the, the city or the region they have been asked to mark. So this is what you can even color regions, because we have a pen, and that also gives you a lot of options for colors. So you can use any one of the pens or the paintbrush. You want to color the Eastern Ghats, the Western Ghats, the Deccan Plateau, whatever that you would ask the children to use. So once you've got the map, you can use it for anything that you wish to. So, any other questions?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, how can we see what the children are doing?
So you will have to go on those links. So if you have, it's very difficult to create, so many links, but it works better for a group activity. So if you have created about, let's say, 8 to 10 links, then you can keep visiting those links to see what the children are doing. Like now I am on this link and I can see the activity that is happening and what the children are doing.
Ma'am, then when we are sharing our link to the children, so when children started working on it,
Yes.
that means the separate link is been produced for each and everybody.
Yes, yes. That is why make a copy. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So how to get back those links, ma'am? How will I get back those links?
Because no, you will have to create the links and give it to them. So here I should just make a copy.
Okay.
So you make a copy. That's why this works better for group activities, where you don't have to really generate too many links. So you make a copy, and supposing you have 10 groups, you make 10 copies and share those 10 links with the students. And a group of, let's say, 3 or 4 or 5, I think in our schools we have on an average of about 40 to 50 children in class, and they can together collaboratively work on that link. And then you can keep visiting those links to see what they are doing.
It means, ma'am, for different link, different Jamboard will be created.
Yes, yes.
Got it now.
But with the same activities, right? So
no, I got
yeah,
it.
yes,
That I come to know.
Yes.
Yes, actually, I get to know many things from regarding Jamboard today. Thanks for that, ma'am. I was not very much interested regarding Jamboard, but the drop-down activity really catches me a lot. So
Yes.
I was thinking, so
Yes.
how it can be utilized for mathematics classes to make it interactive. I'm thinking while you were giving your
Yes.
demonstration.
Yes. So the children can use the pen actually to solve sums.
Sums, yes.
Yes, and even the background, I think the graph paper works beautifully because you can make them plot graphs, and they can add shapes. You can even make them do bar graphs. Over here, you can select a shape. They can select the square shape, and they can alter it and make bar graphs. So I think it's just like one needs to see how one can explore it. But yes, the children enjoy it a lot. So that's the whole, and a lot. I think a lot gets done. A lot gets done. Even this. So I think that's about it. Deepti ma'am.
DS is not here.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'll just stop presenting and come back to the meet because I am,
Sure.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to thank Ms. Sushmita Mathur for making time and discussing a lot about Google Slides and Jamboard. I'm sure this is going to be really, really beneficial in your day-to-day work at school. And I hope you go ahead and experiment and figure out how you can go ahead and use these tools specifically for your particular subject. I'm going to go ahead and share a Google form. This is the feedback form for Ms. Sushmita Mathur. I would request all of you to go ahead and please give the feedback because it is very, very beneficial for her, and it also gives us an encouraging word that this workshop was beneficial indeed for you. And thank you so much once again for making time. If Colonel Chauhan is there, I would specifically like to thank him for making this event
Excuse me,
possible.
ma'am. Excuse
Yes.
me, ma'am. Just now I clicked on the this link about the Google form, and it tells you have already responded, because I have responded yesterday. So what to do?
I will just change the settings right now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And I had actually facilitated that for yesterday so that there are no multiple entries. But I will go ahead and edit the settings for this today for you to go ahead and give your feedback.
Ma'am, then we will edit there only.
No, you can just go ahead and add a fresh response now. I'll just go ahead and facilitate that.
Yes, ma'am.
It's updated now. You can use it.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, share the link, ma'am, once more.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you so much.
Same
Bye-bye.
to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you very much. Thank you, everybody, for your
ma'am.
patience.